Welcome back. Welcome back to the Olga S. Perez show. And of course, I'm going to go and finish up part 2, I think, because it does seem it's a pretty long documentary. So I'm going to root to finish it today. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. And of course, I will do a music video reaction. I've had a few requests, and I'm keeping it a surprise for now. I hope to see you all in the comments. Make sure to hit the like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment. How you doing? And let's see. Let me check out the comments. Who's with me today? Who's with me right now? Shannon. That's great, Shannon. Hey, girl. Let me see. Hey, girl. I'm here to support you. Thank you, Shannon. What else? I know, right? I know. I had a little hiccup that but I'm here and I'm ready and we're going. All right. I'm doing it. Let's see.
Trans girls competing in sports and they don't excel because at the end of the day, whether or not you win,
how's the audio, Shannon?
Is about how hard you work in your practice, and most of us aren't going to win, and that goes for transgender athletes too. Let's go, girls. The norm is that transgender youth don't win that much in sports games.
Alana McLaughlin was very appreciative for Provost to take this fight. I don't know how appreciative it is now, but she got a couple punches in.
It is very much the exception when a transgender young person does win.
And attack!
And it's because there's not really an advantage to being trans. Only a few people are going to lead the pack. There are some slight differences, but does it translate to a competitive advantage? I think you'd be very hard pressed to prove that.
What? What do you mean they'd be hard pressed to prove that? People just talk out of their ass. They don't do any research. They don't watch anything. Seriously?
If there was a big advantage to being transgender in sports, then we would see transgender women totally dominate.
And over the last half of the pool, nobody will touch Leah Thomas.
Yeah, that's a good one. Here's what I was talking about.
Leah Thomas breaking barriers and records. But in a new article, Sports Illustrated calls the college senior the most controversial athlete in America.
Leah obviously helps us do better, right? Leah's swimming really fast. Leah's performance helps the University of Pennsylvania swim team. The feeling of winning doesn't feel as good anymore because it feels tainted. There was a lot of things we couldn't talk about that were very concerning, like a locker room situation.
The fact that this person even has to hide, okay? You have to hide because the Gestapo's going to come get you because you're not allowed in a free country where there's free speech, regardless of people breaking the law against that right, human right, and an American constitutional right. But this is more alarming than I think anybody has noticed if they watch this documentary. This right here. It's not just alarming that, oh, let's get worried about this. No, it's time for action, guys. This isn't a cultural war. This is strategically for the leaders. Because I remember reading articles about this whole thing, and again, I live in Philadelphia, and this is, Pennsylvania University, and for the top people, they're told they don't want to lose their jobs, and they're told what to say. Somebody's orchestrating this.
We've got concerns about it. We were transphobic. If you even bring
Of
up-
course. So again, it's like, oh, honey, would you go to the supermarket? Are you cheating on me? No, honey, I went to the supermarket. Are you sure? Like, I think you're cheating on me. But here's the receipt. I was at the supermarket. You get what I mean? Just because they accuse you, then that's it? Oh my God.
might not be fair, you were immediately shut down as being called a hateful person or transphobic.
But there's never any conversation. The coaches don't sit everyone down and acknowledge what everyone's really upset about.
So Penn actually brought in people high up in the athletic department to talk to us. They brought in someone from the LGBTQ center. They brought in someone from the psychological services.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Let's brainwash them. Let's condition them. Let's beat them. That's slavery right there. Let's beat them into submission. I'm not even being hyperbolic here. I'm really not. That's the thing. Everyone else is just like, oh, whatever. This is so much more important than just some cultural, political, differences. This is.
So you're upset that it's happening. And so you need psychological help.
Yeah, and they told us in this meeting, they said,
Of course.
"Look, we understand there's an array of emotions, but
Talk about gaslighting. That's exactly a gaslighting tactic right there.
swimming is a non-negotiable. However, we can help you make that okay. That's what we're here for."
So you're anonymous for this interview. Why did you decide that you can't have your face out there saying these things?
They've made it pretty clear that if you speak up about it and you say anything negative, that like your life will be over in some way. Like, you'll be blasted all over the internet as a transphobe if you come out, and then you'll never be able to get a job. Like anyone who wants to hire you will look you up and see you're transphobic, and your life will be over.
Let's say that I identified as a woman.
Fear, just like 2020, right?
To go into the same locker room where you are. Should I be allowed to do that?
Easiest way to control.
Identify that way?
I don't know.
Easiest way to control. Fear.
Feel that other women would be uncomfortable by you walking in there?
Ella dice que qué tú piensas acerca de que los hombres que son transexuales usen baños de mujeres. ¿Tú crees que está bien? Pero dilo.
No, porque tiene.
Controversy.
Video of spa goers complaining was posted on social media.
I just want to be clear with you. It's okay. It's okay for a man to
Oh, yeah. I remember seeing this all over the news, when it came out on social media, whatnot. Oof. Oh, my God. I'm getting chills going right up here, man. And it's chills because I'm not judging. I'm getting the vibe of what they're doing here. And it's not positive. It's not about, hey, let's all be accepting. This is not what this is, guys. There might be a few of them that are like that and want to feel accepted. And they're, and it's hard for them to live as a minority in a world where they're the minority, right? But it's the fact that they're not realizing that they have to, they can't possibly not know that there's plenty of people out there that just like straight people or whatever, right? A regular, biologically born male, female that can be a rapist and a pedophile. It's not as many women do that, but they do exist as well. So are you kidding me? I don't even care if people come up to me and say, where's the facts? I'm like, you know what? I love when people say that. Why don't you do your research? I do believe we all have good in us. We all have both. And as much as I want to believe that, like Anne Frank said in her diary, even as they were hauling her away in Germany, which was, I still believe, I think she put it on the door from what I remember. In spite of all, I still believe that there is good in all men. And I totally believe that. And I remember reading her book when I was a teenager, like 12, 13 years old. No. But at the same time, I mean, why doesn't a girl walk down the street in the middle of the night by herself? Or usually you don't do that because you just know you're vulnerable at that point. And the likelihood of somebody out there nefarious doing, looking for that opportunity is pretty much going to meet your fate. Okay. Like it's going to happen. So you try not to even, do that and put yourself in there and increase the odds of something bad happening to you. So again, no, I'm not going to just trust you because you say that you think you're a woman, whether you have your penis still on you or cut off. In fact, how about that? Are they willing to go to the bathroom and like, could they do a checkpoint and like fill up, lift their skirt up and be like, I don't have a dick, so I can't hurt you in the bathroom? Which still, you could beat people up. Girls beat girls up in the bathrooms and shit. Oh my God. I know I'm going on a rant and it seems like I'm getting off topic, but it's just the vibe this has given me. It's just like the internet was just making it easier for predators to get their prey. Okay. You know that. I know that. Everybody knows this. So stop with this shit. You're living in a world with a lot of bullshit. So it's not about you, sister, brother, whoever the fuck you want to be. Why, again, should we build a separate bathroom for you? Let's do it. We have handicap stalls, right? But it's female or male. But there's some bathrooms are just completely handicapped, right? There's like just one bathroom, one stall, and that's it. Or again, we don't have a bathroom where there's a lot of stalls. There should be one toilet per person, done. How about that? This is, oh man, I just feel like they're jumping on it so quickly. You know what I mean? Like it's a free fall. Like, oh my God, now I can do all kinds of shit. Like the trans going to the female jails and getting them pregnant. And these women are actually claiming they're being raped. Not a thing. I get it. I mean, we already know the media tells us what they want us to hear. So it's not about the media. It's about us falling for their shit.
Show his penis around the other women, young little girls underage. Your spa, we spa, condone that. Is that what you're saying? Like I asked. It's so he can stay there. He can stay there. What's sexual orientation? I see a dick. Police Riverside County. Borrego, who has been a registered sex offender since 2006, now faces 5 felony counts of indecent exposure.
Hello, I'm Congressman Mark DeCano. Trans Month of Visibility is a time to recognize the strength, diversity, and resiliency of the transgender community. Together, we can make our country and our world a more accepting place by speaking out against transphobia at the source and supporting the trans community by getting the Equality Act signed into law.
Congressman, thank you for being here. Thanks for joining us. You are the first member of Congress who's a member of the LGBT community and also a person of Asian descent. You're also a big proponent of the Equality Act.
Yes.
What is the Equality Act? If you were to just summarize it very briefly, I know it does a lot.
The most simplest way to talk about the Equality Act is that it simply amends the 1964 Civil Rights Act to include sexual orientation and gender identity. So public accommodations is one area.
What's a way that someone who's LGBT could be discriminated in public accommodations currently?
Currently, public accommodations is the whole area of, hotels and motels and
bathrooms and sports teams. Is that?
I say bathrooms, sports teams, athletic events.
Let's get into more specific policy issues. There are some women who say, and I've talked to a few who say this. They say, hey, I'd like some privacy in the bathroom. I'd prefer not to encounter naked penises, frankly. But they say even that the penis is a telltale sign that someone is a male. I mean, there are people who kind of really bought into the rumor that only men have penises. How do we account for that? How do you respond to that?
Well, what I would say is that most transgender people that I know, and it's a very, I think, distinct minority of people. It is a very, I think, we're talking not about a lot of people. I think a person who wants to use a woman's bathroom, who identifies as transgender, really does think of themselves as a female. So how we go about trying to, respect their basic right to live, I think will be an important part of this law. And bathrooms, bathrooms are, where you want to take this conversation instead of the basic right to just life is something that I'm kind of mystified that you're kind of not focusing on first. So we're going straight to controversy over bathrooms. So you know what? I think this interview is over.
I'm sorry. I hope that wasn't too loud. I forget to get away from the mic when I'm laughing so hard. Oh my God. Do you see? This is what I said in the first part. The same thing. Where this is just a classic. I don't care about the subject. What is a woman and the whole transgender movement, freedom, whatever you want to call it. Again, they're just labels. It's whatever you're talking about. Whatever you stand behind, you should be able to talk about it. For this guy to be like, you know what, this is over. That's because you're losing. And I'm so glad this guy got it on camera, not because I'm on the documentary, director and producer side. And I believe in this case, it'd be like Matt Walsh, who's in this scene doing the interview. But, okay, you get me, guys,
This is over. I just had one last question. The interview's over.
Because he had no argument. He had no case. And he was just like, shoot, yeah, why am I doing this? I'm telling you, it's like everyone's like, here, guys, here's the memo. Don't question it and just do it. And these people, they just want to keep their job. I'm not upset at this guy. I don't think he's a bad person. I don't think he woke up and decided I'm going to live a lie. He's got a paycheck. That's what he's talking about. And he doesn't expect to be in these situations. In fact, he felt special until the point that, you're not in your bubble safe space room and you got to have a real conversation. I'm trying to help this guy. Like, I want to help him have his argument. But he lost it. He lost himself.
I just wanted to know, I came all this way to know what, for their fair question, I just wanted to know what is a woman.
Did you hear? And you're not going to find out. Instead of answering, sorry about that. Oh, I clicked that by accident. Was this where I left it? Yeah.
I just wanted to know what is a woman.
Yeah, you see that? And you're not going to find out. Sounded like a woman to me, by the way, or a female at that, right? And you're not going to find out. Defiance. You don't like it. And you're a woman? How you calling yourself a woman, girl? By saying, and you're not going to find out. So you hate the opposition automatically is what you're telling me. It doesn't even matter the subject. This is all a game of oppositions. My team is better than your team. This is some real shit. People are getting hurt over this. Selfish. Oh, sorry, guys. Ooh.
My trip to California isn't providing many answers, but at least I'm making new friends. You worry about kids walking around out here?
No, because I raised two daughters. They're two of the most well-adjusted adults. They grew up around naked people, and there's been studies that have shown that children raised around non-sexual nudity actually have fewer hang-ups when they're adults.
People do have hang-ups. There's a lot of things hanging right now.
I was hoping they were going to show the whole shot. You know what I mean? You want to be so real. I wonder why they didn't include him in the shot. Anyone? Any answers?
I leave that. I mean, when people do, that's personal choice. People can live the life they want to. I'm trying to live the life I want to, an authentic life, and that's why I respect other people's rights to choose what they want to do.
Well, why are you asking a gay man as to what it means to be a woman? You should be asking women what it means to be a woman, especially trans women, what it means to be a woman.
I'm asking all kinds of people. Can anyone have an opinion about it?
Only people who are women. Gay men don't know nothing about what it means to be a woman.
Have you told?
Where's this guy? I want to buy him a drink.
Around and say what a gay man is allowed to be.
You're saying if you're not a woman, then you shouldn't have an opinion.
Where does a guy get a right to say what a woman is? Women only know what women are.
Are you a cat?
No.
Can you tell me what a cat is?
This is actually a genuine mistake, and I am sorry I even looked there.
You want to tell us what a woman is? If my friend in the purple hat is correct, and only women can tell me what a woman is, I guess I need to go where the women are.
Oh, shoot. Sorry, guys.
What is a woman?
I realized that you could see in the tabs what I'm going to show next, and I didn't want to ruin the surprise, so I apologize. Thank you for your patience.
Can you tell me that? Well, you're at the Women's March. You must have some idea.
I like the music.
So I see girls, vagina. Does that mean that they're the only people who can get pregnant?
If men can get pregnant too, I think they want the right to choose.
But men can get pregnant?
We're saying someone who was born as a woman. They don't count. Well, I mean, I think that's the whole point, right? That it's fluid. The way that we define these things changes a lot.
What are you talking about? Oh, look at her age. I hate to say that. I mean, come on. What are you talking about? It's fluid. What do you mean? My vagina is not fluid, my friends. It's not. In fact, there's a menstruation that goes with it and all. It's quite a cyclical thing. It's almost mathematical. It's almost like a perfect equation. What do you mean fluid? Is your vagina fluid? Oh, God, is your penis fluid? Does it just come and go? Does it fly off? I can't. They think they're so cool. It's almost like it's cool to have this lingo. If they have the parts to do so it's a woman. It's a woman. So you're saying, I get it. You just want to be politically correct. You just want to be a nice person and fit right in and make everybody feel comfortable. I get it. But please get your shit straight. Say the truth and be clear. Fluid. Wait, did I miss that? Did she say it again? Did I rewind too far? Here we go. I think that's the whole point, right? That it's fluid. Oh, there you go. That's what she's saying. That's the whole point. That you can be whatever you want because that's the thing. That's the new thing. That's the new indoctrination. That's the new religion. That's the thing. That's what you stand by when you stand by this flag. And by the way, I have tons of homosexual friends, gay, lesbian, male, female, homosexuals, both, all of them. I have trans friends. I have drag queen friends. I'm in support of anybody who wants to be themselves and for no one to hurt them because of it. 100%. But when the question of what is a woman and your answer is, and this is a female, clearly a female. I don't care what her freaking pronouns is. She's a she. She knows it because she probably has a period, right? I mean, she looks like she has. But that it's fluid. I mean, it's like it's a fad. It's a fad. Oh God, I wish I was talking to these girls.
The way that we define these things changes a lot.
The way that we define these things change a lot. See what I mean? So you could just take off your penis right now. I don't know. Does it fly off? Does it swim off when you go in the ocean, when you go to the pool? Because you're so fluid. Because the word fluid is liquidy. Fluid. And don't get me wrong. If we were we are in a world that has multiple dimensions and we can't see all of them, right? We can only see a few, right? Based on our senses so far. Now, I'm sure it's all blurry. It's like when people do psychedelics, and that's how they talk about all these colors and everything's all mixed in. You know what I mean? I get that. I get that part of the fluidity of our world, that even if we can't see with our eyes, the energetic world is like that. But not in this body with a penis or vagina. That shit is not going like this. I mean, if it is, according to our eyes, it's not. Okay? And she doesn't look like she has a special vision. So she's just talking out her ass because that's the new cult. That's the new religion. That's the new fad thing. You know what I mean? Oh.
That's why I'm here. This is the Women's March. I figured it's a good place to find out. Come all this way to ask that question. Can anyone tell me what a woman is? What is that?
Oh, wow. Wow. Love the attacks.
How am I harassing? Ask me a question.
What the hell does our body? Oh, they must be doing like the abortion thing, right? And he just happens to be in that parade, okay, or the protest. Okay, all right.
What is a woman? Can anyone here at the Women's March tell me what a woman is?
You see, we're gonna pick on you if you don't support us. Oh, they're all calling him an asshole. Are they calling him? Are they calling him just him an asshole? Yeah.
If one person can tell me what a woman is.
I can see where they're thinking, who's this guy asking that question? You know what, Matt? You should do a second documentary and let me be the interviewer. And let's give him that angle from a woman interviewing the same question. Would love that. My info's in the description below, Matt. Reach out to me.
You guys know what a woman is by any chance? I've been all over America. I still can't find an answer. Maybe I'm looking too close to home.
I like this. I like this. I like this. Yes. Basic, real, old, ancient wisdom right here. Basic. Gorgeous. Look at that. Wow. Majestic. Oh, beautiful.
Everybody listen to your tribe first. I mean, they're laughing, so I guess it's not good, but I thought it was pretty good. Not good enough to be a man yet in your tribe, but what does a man do? What are his roles within the tribe?
At the role of a man, you need to work for your woman. Secondly, to have children. If you have children and you don't have something to feed them, you are not still a man.
Oh, not that I'm old school, because to each his own. But I say that a lot. I'm like, look. If I have to pay for the guy, and I have to take care of them, even if it's supposed to be so cool that, you can be someone's sugar mama, like a sugar daddy, I think that's fine for that woman. But this woman right here, I don't get turned on, if you get what I'm saying, to keep it PG, when a guy can't freaking buy food. Like he said, you're not a man until you buy food. I'm taking that line from this guy. Love it. And I'm going to say that I got it from this guy in Africa. Okay? I'm serious.
It's the best raw kidney I've had in my life.
The thing with kidneys is that it tastes like urine, unless you clean it very well, because I've cooked them before. I wonder what it would be like straight up raw like that at the moment. He didn't mention anything about urine.
Decides that he wants to do the roles of a woman.
In Maasai community, a woman has its own duty and a man has its own duty, and a lady cannot.
What about a transgender?
They don't even have the word for it.
No. It look like if you want to become a lady but you're a man, you have something wrong. Something wrong in your family, something wrong in you.
Interesting. That's just basic. And I guess they must have seen that and it's happened over there too, right? Because, all kinds of things happen at birth, right? And, psychological issues, all kinds of stuff, right? And the whole gender dysphoria. We gave it a label. And that's mental. And that's what he's saying, right? It's really that basic. And to make the whole world cater to a very small group of people that I mean, it's like going, guys, I don't know if you've been, I used to translate in the psych wards, and this is what all this is reminding me of. I mean, this, even during 2020, the way people were reacting, all that stuff, it was just like, wow, like I really feel like I'm walking through the same hallways of the mental institutions. And don't get me wrong, I already figured out that most people, honestly, because another lifetime ago, I was in the service industry, hospitality industry, open restaurants, you name it. I've been a bartender, all kinds of stuff. And I knew years ago, even when I was a teacher and dealing with the parents, I'm like, you know what? I was like, I gotta stop working with the public, because I'm seeing that the majority, when we say common sense, don't have common sense. So I'm not surprised that we've gotten to this point. It's the fact that the corporations, the corporations that own the mainstream media, and they're basically schooling most of the children in the public sector predominantly. But then with the internet, they all talk to each other, so they contage each other. So again, this fad, they have no idea. God, it's just like talking monkeys. All right.
Non-binary,
Guys, is he trying to be funny, or is he for real trying to communicate with this guy? I kind of missed his body language, if you get my point. I don't know. I'm not sure if he's having fun with the guy now or if he's still really trying to. He understands that they're going to have a hard time understanding that question of binary.
Someone is neither. There's something else. Is that?
He's saying we have never seen things like those. For a man, he has a penis. For a woman, he has a vagina. So we know this is a lady, this is a man.
What if it's a woman with it? What if it's a woman with a penis?
What?
Is that?
And double.
People are laughing. Is that a dumb question?
They're just laughing because they have never heard something like that. This is their first time.
They never heard it before.
A woman have a penis and she's a woman.
In my country, I can't go a day without hearing it. We hear it every day. In my country, sometimes you'll hear people say, a man will say that I'm a woman trapped in a man's body. And so they say that I have a woman trapped inside me.
They want to know if a woman has the breast. Secondly, she has a vagina. And the question is, does this man deliver?
Do they give birth?
No, not as far as I know.
The question is, let's say if you want to sleep a woman, definitely you'll do sex.
Sex with a woman. Yeah.
And you the vagina, is it? But for the man, where do you have that question?
I don't know all the logistics of it. Based on what I'm saying, would you ever want to move to America?
So they say no, never.
What is a woman if you had to give it a definition?
She said a woman delivered, a man cannot.
So it sounds like you don't spend a lot of time thinking about gender. You just kind of live your lives. You don't think much about it.
He said no, because we believe that's a God plan.
God's plan.
He's saying that I'm shocked on what you are telling me.
You're shocked.
Yeah.
The Maasai people don't think much about gender, but they have a firm sense of their identity. It's clear that gender ideology is a uniquely Western phenomenon. So where did all this come from? Who came up with it? And why?
Matt, I want to show this to you. You're a parent, right? Okay. It's perfectly normal for 10 years and up. Here's just one page I want you to see here.
For 10 and up, huh?
It's unspeakable what these people have done to our children.
When did that start? When was it decided that we need to start teaching kids about this stuff at such a young age?
So I'll answer that with one word: Kinsey. Kinsey was a social reformer. He wanted to rid society of Judeo-Christian values when it came to sexuality. And
I wonder why.
Hard to do that, and I would say he succeeded.
Kinsey would be very happy with our culture today. His idea was that children are sexual from birth, that we're all inherently sexual creatures from cradle to grave. He believed that true happiness is found in a life of perverse sexual experimentation, no matter the age.
What came out is that his research was fraudulent.
Kinsey based his fraudulent conclusions on data he collected from convicted sex offenders and child molesters. His research was conducted in prisons, not everyday America. He also performed horrific sexual experiments on children, some under the age of 1. His most influential book, Sexual Behavior in the Human Male, contains an infamous chart called Table 34, which documents the orgasms of very young kids, including babies as young as 5 months old. But instead of suffering the consequences for his heinous actions, he was and still is celebrated by academia and Hollywood. His ideas form the foundation for sexual education in public schools today. How do we get from this to you can choose your own gender?
Okay, well, now we have another very important character, and his name was John Money.
John Money was a psychologist and professor at Johns Hopkins University. Gender ideology was his brainchild. In fact, he coined the terms gender.
I remember this
gender
guy.
roles. And according to Money, babies are gender neutral at birth. And ultimately, environment determines whether a person is a man or a woman.
Money was telling
Environment. Okay, most of the world since the beginning of planet Earth or humanity, okay, if there's reasons for stereotypes, there's reasons why, you know, boys like to play with trucks or be more rough, you know, and girls with dolls or cooking and, you know, raising babies. I wasn't that type of girl. But regardless, eventually, I guess you could call me a late bloomer. I figured I had breasts and I had to put a bra on. And I had to embrace it. I've said this before in other videos. But that it's the environment. The environment didn't make me that way. And I could speak for a fact. The environment. You can't make me into something I'm not. In fact, they locked me up in a convent for years. I was locked up in a convent, a boarding school convent. No lie. We'll talk about this some other time. But supposedly it was to get the devil out of me because I was rebellious. I was not a typical girl. I wasn't ladylike. Blah, 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 blah. And this particular boarding school was meant for women to become nuns. Okay. And I did not go on my own free will. And let me tell you something. Just like they say there's a will, there's a way. There's no way they could have beaten me. They tried everything. It didn't work. Who I was, what I was inside was coming out, baby. Like, damn, it was coming out. There was no stopping it.
theory that a boy could be raised as a girl and do just fine, and vice versa.
And so Money tried out his theory on two young twin boys, the Reiner twins.
Right, and do just fine. Does anybody read any books, any real stories about people that went through that, where their father, come on, you know, you've heard this before, where like my dad didn't want me because he wanted a boy and I was a girl, or we had 3 sisters and he never wanted any girls. He wanted boys. And like, I mean, we already see what happens when parents don't want whatever sex of their child is born. The consequences of it. Again, you can't force shit on people and you can't just mold them. You could try all you want. You could spend all your whole life and still you're going to grow up and do what the hell you want to do. And it might retaliate. It might, you know, become an even worse person. Where's the proof? I want to see the proof. I hope they show the proof. Where's the proof?
When the twins were 8 months old and they went to be circumcised, the first twin, whose name was Bruce, something went wrong with the machinery.
Oh, this story, right? And they cut his penis.
Off.
Yeah.
They didn't do a second circumcision on the other twin, as you might imagine. And the parents, of course, didn't know what to do. How are they going to raise this child?
John Money convinced Bruce's parents to transition him into a girl. Money also conducted sexually abusive experiments on the twins throughout their childhood, including forcing them to simulate sex acts on each other.
He reported
I did read this.
that this was a complete success. Well, was it true?
I think one of them committed
The results
suicide.
were a disaster. Bruce could never fully accept his female identity.
Oh.
Eventually, his parents told him the truth, and he chose to transition back to a boy, taking the name David. As an adult, David spoke out about the abuse and the damage done to him by John Money.
The girls would do their things with their Barbies and things like that, and that wouldn't interest me.
Mm-hmm.
And things such as trucks and building forts and getting into the odd fist fight and climbing trees. That's the kind of stuff that I like, but it was unacceptable. So I'd never.
As a girl.
As a girl, I had no place to fit in.
The trauma that he and his brother and his entire family went through left deep scars. His brother died of an overdose when he was 38, and then David committed suicide.
There was never a retraction or an apology from John Money. Instead, his ideas were adopted by mainstream psychology, and they form the basis of gender ideology today. Why don't more people know about John Money and Alfred Kinsey?
Evidently, there are forces that don't want this information out.
I never fit. I was an alpha female, a sales executive that kind of just didn't fit in any box. When psychologists or somebody that I was in love with or whatever said that I was in the wrong body, I started to think, well, maybe I am. I'm a biological woman that medically transitioned to appear like a male through synthetic hormones and surgery. I will never be a man.
Oh,
Is it
amen, brother.
transphobic for me to tell the truth? Why is it that a couple hundred years from now,
Well said.
my body, they're going to go, yeah, that was a woman, had babies.
Can you tell me about the procedures that you had?
I've had 7 surgeries. I've had 1 stress heart attack. I've had a helicopter life ride with pulmonary embolism. I've had 17 rounds of antibiotics. I had 6 inches of hair on the inside of my urethra for 17 months. Nobody, including the doctor that did this to me, because I lost my insurance. I get infections every 3 to 4 months. I'm probably not going to live very long.
Oh my.
Was there any real discussion of the risks and the side effects? And
no.
God, I get teary-eyed. It's getting me choked up here.
There's not. And I know that people want to think that there is, but there's not. The truth is that medical transition is experimental.
That's right.
We have studies that said that medical transition helps mental health with kids. They've all been retracted, modified, changed. But the only long-term study tells us 7 to 10 years is when transgender people are the most suicidal.
After surgery.
After surgery. But that's transphobic to say. For the first time in history, a marginalized group has a huge dollar sign on the top of their head.
Didn't I tell you guys? There's somebody else out there wants this to happen. Definitely. What do they always say? Follow the money. Oh, oof. Not today, but maybe tomorrow, the next live, we'll talk about what's been happening in our world in this moment. The important stuff.
Children's hospitals in the United States promoting that. That's a phalloplasty. That's a bottom surgery. We have 5 children's hospitals in the United States telling girls that they can be boys at $70,000 a pop in a surgery that has a 67% complication rate. That will kill me from infection, that I can't sue on, butchering a generation of children because nobody's willing to talk about anything.
I am.
Kids. At the age that they're doing this to kids. I'm not transphobic. I love my kids, and I love other people's kids, and you should too. This is wrong on so many levels.
can kids consent? Do you think kids are capable of consenting?
Yeah, that guy. Sounds like we're the same kind of person, man. It's so wrong at so many levels that I can't believe that it's a political question. And it's just ignorance. I'm telling you, I feel like I've been plowing through people every day when I go out or wherever I'm talking to my friends, whatever I'm doing, I'm like plowing. I'm like, how do you know that? How do you, like, especially because it's been a topic, you know, obviously with the whole Roe versus Wade, with the abortion, and then this as well. And I'm just like, what do you know? You're just repeating what everyone's saying out there, and you think it makes you a better person, not understanding the harm of the ignorance. Please. And then they wonder why I get so upset. It's exactly this.
But being a parent is loving the hell out of your kids and helping them see around corners.
That's right.
What's the youngest patient that you've operated on.
The youngest patient for vaginoplasty is age 16.
Do you worry that minors just don't understand enough about themselves? They're not neurologically developed enough yet to make permanent life-altering decisions?
Absolutely not.
What are you talking about? Even adults make mistakes. Can you imagine when you're a kid? Hold on. Let me see exactly the question.
Enough about themselves.
Do you worry that minors just don't understand enough about themselves, which is true? That's why they can't go to, they can't even fight in war till a certain age, right? They can't drink till a certain age. They can't drive to a certain age. Even that, we know that the odds are, hello, car insurance, right? They're usually higher the younger you are. Unless that changed, guys, let me know. I'm pretty sure that's still that way. But like, what? Come on, everybody knows that minors think they're invincible. I was one of them.
Not neurologically developed enough yet to.
It's true. In fact, they're even showing that our brain actually still grows until 21. For real. So at 18, you're still growing, bro. Sis. Like, this is a doctor. See, it just goes to show you that being a doctor doesn't mean that you know everything, because you know what you know. She knows how to operate on people in that area, correct? But now that makes her an expert at everything. She's a psychiatrist, does she? I wish she would have asked her. I'm going to look her up.
Permanent life-altering decisions.
Absolutely.
A young person's self-perception.
She's only saying that, not even because of ignorance. Did you see her body language? She's saying that because literally she can't drop what she's doing. She won't. She's knee deep in it, which I can respect. Unlike the other guy that wanted to walk off because he doesn't know his shit. But wow, that's some scary shit. She's an adult, for God's sakes. Oh. See, money makes people stupid.
One day they may be clear. The next day they may be totally confused and not sure.
Absolutely.
And you're affirming it with hormones that have never been used in this way in the field of medicine.
You're talking about puberty blockers?
Blockers and then opposite sex hormones.
And at what age does the medical transition begin with medication?
So medical affirmation begins when the patient says they're ready for it. So that could...
Again, I said this in part 1. Medical affirmation. They couldn't pick any other word. Because affirmation is to say it's a positive, it's a yes, it's a confirmation. How are you putting medical affirmation? Let me make sure that I'm not making a mistake here.
At what age does the medical transition with medication?
So medical affirmation begins when...
Medical affirmation. Those two words don't belong together. God, this is like you're living in La La Land. Like,
It says they're ready for it.
it's like a bunch of kooks are running the world. I'm not kidding you. And I'm not being, judgmental here, and I'm not being insulting. This is literally, we're having a conversation with people that are completely in a whole different universe. It's bad enough if you had some kind of religious cult leader that this is even worse.
Who is just starting puberty and panicking because they're getting breast buds or their penis is getting bigger and busier and they're worried about...
Look how she's panicking. She's panicking. Where are they panicking? Why would they panic if they know they were born to eventually have pubic hairs and penis and breasts? Why would they panic? They already know it's coming. Talk about inflaming it, panicking. They're not panicking. Use the right word, my friend.
Kinds of masculine changes. And that way, puberty blockers, which are completely reversible.
I already know. I don't know if they say it in this documentary, but they're not reversible. Okay? Again, how is she? These are the people in charge? She's a physician? Or no, I forget. I think she was a psychiatrist, right? Or psychologist. I know something in there. But no, not completely reversible. And first of all, again, the word puberty blockers. How is that positive? I'm going to block your I'm going to block your hormones. I'm going to block them. Almost sounds like I'm going to block you from the boogeyman or something like that. And that's why they feel good about it. We're going to totally block it. Like this way you won't have acne. You get what I mean? I'm going to give you this so that you don't have a zit. Isn't that nice? Doesn't that sound great? But then you put the word puberty, which look up the word puberty to start. There's a beginning. And they don't know what they're talking about. I'm serious. She's using words because that's what they all told each other. That's the memo. I wish I was talking to this girl.
And don't have permanent effects are wonderful because we can put that pause on puberty. It's like if you were listening to music, you put the pause on and we stop the blockers and puberty would go right back to where it was. The next note in the song just delayed that period of time.
You can just pause puberty.
No, you can't.
And then pick it up.
No, you can't.
For the future.
No, you can't. How many studies do they have, long-term studies, on hormone blockers for children? None.
I just spoke a month or two ago with a mother whose 14-year-old daughter was put on blockers. They discovered after 2 years, this 14-year-old girl has osteoporosis. That's something that like old women get.
How can doctors assure parents that a certain medicine is totally safe? Based on what you're saying, they can't possibly know that.
How can they be removing the healthy breasts of 15-year-old girls? How can they be sterilizing kids? How can this whole thing be happening, Matt?
Every child that they convince is transgender and in need of medical transition, it generates $1.3 million to pharma.
Follow the money.
A pharmaceutical company, Lupron, hormone blockers, reversible, so they say. Well, the truth is that in 2003, Lupron was sued and deemed a criminal enterprise by the U.S. government. They paid the most fine of any pharmaceutical company at that time, $874 million, wrote a check.
Well, I got to look that up.
Chemical castration.
Yes.
Even the word, again, how is this not frightening to parents? Chemical castration. See, at least with the puberty blockers, like you think it's like hormones, like, oh, that's no big deal. You know, women take hormones, you know, to not get pregnant, or, you know, women after having hysterectomy, you know, sometimes they take hormones, and men who kind of lose their libido, they're, you know, now there's like testosterone creams. I mean, it sounds pretty innocent, but the chemical part sounds like burning acid to me.
Giving it to pedophiles, aren't we? We're giving it to people that are dying, and we're giving it to kids, telling them that they were born in the wrong body and it's completely safe.
One of the drugs used is Lupron, which has actually been used to chemically castrate sex women.
Oh,
You know what? I'm not sure that we should continue with this interview because it seems like it's going in a particular direction.
I love that. Again, I'm going to shut down again because you don't have a good argument. You know you don't have a good argument. And again, you're all emo. You're all emo. And yet you're supposed to be the professional, the physician, the medical person here with your medical affirmation, my friend. What? Are you kidding me? You didn't know that? You probably didn't, actually, because again, you just got the memo and you're just regurgitating it because that's the new fad. And thousands of people are getting hurt because of everyone's stupidity and just kumbaya fucking attitude. Look at this. Oh.
I am a medical professional.
Did I just say that?
The drugs that you give to kids.
Again, I'm a physician and I use medication.
Oh, that's right, because she's like a pediatrician. No, so she's definitely a doctor, not a psychologist.
Using exploitive words, drugs.
I love the drama, sweetheart. That's the thing. You're choosing exploitive words. You didn't answer the question on Lupron, okay? And you wanted to terminate the conversation. That's really mature. Look at you. You're supposed to be, you look mature to me, right? Physically, you weren't born yesterday. Responsibility, people. That's what I'm saying. We call people out. They can't do this shit anymore. It's not about fighting. It's enough with the charade. Let's shine some light, like all the pedophiles out there and the sex traffickers that nobody wants to talk about. Nobody really wants to shed the light on it.
I'm choosing a word that was an addiction.
Literally, I've had friends tell me I can't handle that right now. Like, there's only so much I can handle. But they can totally go into some stupid ass story about some actor for hours, days, weeks. I'm just saying.
It's not a correct term for puberty blocking.
I could look it up on my phone. I'm pretty sure if I looked it up.
You can look it up on your phone.
It says medical definition, the administration of a drug to bring about a marked reduction in the body's production of androgens and especially testosterone.
And I'm saying, as a pediatrician who takes care of hundreds of these kids, when you use that terminology, you are being malignant and harmful.
No, you feel bad that you're giving these drugs that hurt children. And so you're projecting by saying you're being malignant and harmful because you just felt that when he made that question. Boom, man, that's a freaking mic drop.
There are some who would say that giving chemical castration drugs to kids is malignant and harmful.
It's about the context of caring for
The context. I mean, you'll just say anything you want to win the argument. That's not how you win an argument. Know your shit, say it right, use your words clearly. And if you can't, and if you lose because you didn't know how to use your words, then go and get it together and come back. Go, train yourself and come back to the battle zone if you want to win.
and seeing the suffering that kids can have that have not been in affirmative home situations.
What do you say to the claim that, well, we have to do this for these kids because if we don't, they'll kill themselves. They'll resort to drugs and self-harm.
A lot of them were hurting themselves. A lot of them were suicidal before they even discovered gender. That is never part of the discussion. And they say, what would you rather have? A living daughter or a dead son? If this is what the professionals are saying, it's terrible emotional blackmail.
That's right.
Hello?
Hey, is this?
This is, yes.
Hey, it's Matt Walsh. Where are you right now?
I'm in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada right now.
Are you able to leave?
I'm not able to leave BC. I can't even go to another province in Canada right now.
Oh, let me guess. This is the guy who, I don't know if he was sent to jail because he refused to call his daughter by like a male pronoun or something like that. Guys, do you know what I'm talking about?
Because I'm technically out on bail.
Canada. This happened in Canada. Although it's happened here too, if you don't know. There's another story about that same thing here recently.
What happened exactly?
Told you. Criminal. Let me read this for the people that are listening to my podcast real quick. I just remembered that. In 2018, a father in Canada was informed that a hospital would begin administering hormone-altering medications to his child. According to a recently passed Canadian law, doctors can administer these drugs to children without parental consent. I can't believe a parent or any parent in the whole world would not be backing this guy up right now. Even regardless of whether you believe in transgender, puberty blockers, or anything like that. It's the fact that when a court can tell you how you're going to raise your kid or what they're going to do to him physically, mentally, most parents would not sign up for this. So how is this guy the example? And why aren't people out there protesting and defending him outside of the courthouse. Come on now. When the father spoke out, he was arrested and fined $30,000 for misgendering his 13-year-old daughter. See?
How exactly did this get into the courts to begin?
Wait till she. I know I'm being a shit. I'm sorry, but she's going to grow up and she's not going to be well in the head. She's going to regret what she did. She will. And I pray for her in the sense that I want to send her positive energy because she's going to need it. She's too young to know how this is going to affect her.
Right. So what happened is we set up a meeting with BC Children's Hospital. And according to the BC Children's Hospital website, there's going to be a thorough evaluation, and I'm thinking, good, this is going to be the end of it all. They're going to clearly see that my child is not the opposite sex. So my ex-wife brings my child into BC Children's Hospital. I get a call less than an hour into that appointment is that they were going to pump her full of cross-sex hormones within the hour. And I put a halt to that. I said, no. They agreed to stop for the moment. They figured, well, let's get the dad on board too. This is all going to be better. Let's just get everybody on the same page. I said, it's not going to happen. So I get a letter from BC Children's Hospital in December of 2018. And it says that under the BC Infants Act, they will start injecting my child with cross-sex hormones. And I have 2 weeks to respond with legal action if I so choose. And so that's how I ended up in court, because I did respond with legal action.
So you called your daughter a she, and you went to jail for that?
That's considered criminal violence to not use the preferred pronouns. It is no different than, let's say, I were to take a broomstick and whack one of my kids over the head.
But where's the law? Where is the law that's what it is? Did he say it? I didn't see that. I didn't get that.
They were treating it in a similar fashion that this gendering, this pronouncing my child was the equivalent of family violence.
Is she on the hormone pills now?
Was there a jury to this? I mean,
She is. The court ordered that she could do whatever she wanted.
2010 until I would say 2016, I would say 80% of my clients were trans youth. Now it is you identify, you take hormones, you do surgery. There isn't any other pathways.
So if you have two parents, one parent wants to affirm the trans identity, the other parent doesn't, who wins that battle?
The one who wants to affirm.
Every time?
Every single time. The goal is to get the parents to affirm the kid.
do you see that? I wonder why I was so stuck and going off on the affirming. See, the affirming word. They don't even want to call it trans. They only want to use trans when it's convenient. Affirming. You mean she wanted to go become trans, right? She wanted a transformation. She wanted a transition. Now, affirming. Wow, it sounds like, Roger that. Sorry about that, guys. Like,
there's no such thing as a gender affirming therapist. That's a contradiction in terms.
love this guy.
Affirm if you're a therapist. It's not your business to affirm.
Oh my God, guys, are you serious? Did I not just make and reiterate my whole stink about the affirmation? It's the little things. It's the little things. Again, it's like saying, I own a house. No, you have a mortgage, so you don't own the house. The bank owns the house. Let's be honest. So it's not just in this subject. That's the problem. People wonder why they're stuck, why they're miserable, or why they don't feel free or fulfilled. And it's like, well, you got to start by being honest. It really does help to be honest. And it might hurt for a minute and maybe even longer than that, but it gets better. Definitely will get better than lying to yourself and to everybody all the time.
Because there's something wrong. Maybe you come to see me because a destructive element of you is wreaking havoc in your life. I'm on the side of the part of you that wants to aim up, man. That's what I'm on the side of. Okay, now I don't know what that means in your case, but we're going to talk about it.
Right.
Am I going to affirm what you think? No, it's not up to me to affirm.
Exactly.
You don't get a casual pat on the back from a therapist for your pre-existing axiomatic conclusions. That's not therapy. That's a rubber stamp.
Is anybody
Ooh, I like that
at
rubber
any
stamp.
point explaining to these kids the real long-term consequences of hormones and puberty blockers?
I don't think they're explaining it to the kids. So that has frightened me that it's become that we're even talking to the kids about it at 10. We're presenting it in schools.
So this generation, they're the lab rats.
Biological sex. Binary.
Call it what it is. Exactly. I mean, acting all experts and we have it all under control. Going back to what the other woman, trans, said. Experimental. Call it what it is, my friend.
Binary for like 100 million years, longer than that. Temperament is not binary. Temperament or personality.
So it's gender. Temperament is gender.
Well, gender is not a good word.
I love that he's pointing out the word. Use the right word. That's all we got to do. And you're not allowed to get upset. Okay? Like the other woman. I'm done with this. Yeah, that's usually what people do when they don't have the argument and they're losing it and they're not ready and they're full of shit and they just want to convince you. Well, it's not my problem that you can't convince me. And then you're going to cut me out. Words.
It isn't measurable.
So do we need it? Why can't we just say temperament? What do we even need the word gender for?
Well, I don't need it. What I would say is that people who talk about the diversity in gender are actually talking about diversity in personality and temperament, but they don't know it. You can have a masculine temperament if you're a woman. Maybe 1 in 10 women have the average temperament of a man. And you can have feminine men temperamentally. And it's not that uncommon because the differences between men and women temperamentally aren't that great.
Is this guy, I don't know about you, but if this guy's talking, it's like an opera. It's a symphony. Yes.
Masculine girls, they're feminine boys. What are we going to do about that? Carve them up?
That's right. That's right. Well said.
Professional life, transgender care.
Yeah.
I know I come from old school, but like my mom wouldn't even let me cut my hair until I was 18, like until I was of legal adult age. I wasn't allowed to do anything. Forget tattoos, piercings, you name it. Nothing. I couldn't even shave my legs. How crazy is that? And I was hairy. I mean, I'll never forget the first time I was 12 years old. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, I'll tell you another day. Okay, well, I already started, so I might tell you. But like, okay, I'll tell you about the hairy legs some other day. The point is, you get my point when it has to do with this. Sorry.
I'm a dangerous man, I've been told. Mm-hmm. Are you worried about reprisals? Are you worried about how this is going to play among your professional peers?
I am worried that I can't have conversations with any other peers. I don't know any other peer that will speak to me around these things that question it. I just don't think developmentally this is helpful to our children.
You step wrong as a therapist. You say the wrong thing once and like your bloody career is over. Now it's the same with physicians. How's that going to work? You're going to go have an honest conversation with your physician when he's terrified out of his mind? If he'll say something politically incorrect during the diagnostic process. Hey, man, you're sick with whatever you want to be. See you later. You want a prescription for something?
I left academia because the climate had become too stifling politically, especially when it comes to the topic of gender identity and the science of gender. It is absolutely impossible to do good research. You basically have to decide beforehand what you're going to find so that you don't upset activists, and that is not how you do science.
Why has this shift occurred where all of a sudden gender and sex have become so politically and culturally charged?
There is a really ugly history between sex researchers and transgender activists. In the past, if any sex researcher spoke out about science that went against activist orthodoxy or particular narratives that activists wanted to promote,
The memo.
basically have their personal and professional reputations ruined. So what you see is that only experts who toe the party line and say the things that activists like, those are the people who get attention. Those are the people who get lifted up in the media. And also, I would say people are incentivized to go along with the activist narratives and gender ideology because that helps their career.
Trans is very cool. Trans is a way of giving yourself value, given the way society at the moment is functioning. All of the things that used to give us anchors of identity have become very fluid or very volatile in recent years. And into that context, I think what you find...
Now, that was a good use of that word, fluid. Did you get that? Yeah.
And is new identities start to fill the void or the vacuum. Whereas in the past, I might have got my sense of self-worth from being part of the village where I grew up. Now I might get my sense of self-worth through being part of the online community that I connect with, or part of the sexual identity.
I love that he's saying this. That's exactly my point. That the fact that the media is making it more important than what it is, or that there's creating a lot of harm, this experiment, and that no one seems to care about, we're just going to go along with the masses, is some crazy shit. But you know what? How much more do we have left here? What do I got here? We have, I don't know, 25 minutes. What do you guys think? I'm going to look at the chats real quick. I'm going to take a break. And let me know if I should just do a third part for the rest of it. And I'll share and I'll do my music reaction video. Let me know. I'm going to look at the chats. Oh, God. I don't know. Can I keep up with me? Thank you, guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your chats. Should I start by the last one? Let's see. I bet the hairy legs. I don't know. I mean, it was deep for me. I was 12, 13 years old, and I really, I barely had breasts, but I was definitely hairy. Apparently got hairy before anything else. And I just remember sitting on like the bleachers, and one of my classmates, a guy, just looked down at me, and I was wearing shorts and a button-down shirt, whatever. And he just looked at me and he was like, you ever shave your legs? Like, do you ever think about maybe you need to shave your legs? Like, that's, so for me, it was just like, I mean, I didn't at the time, I just looked at him like, oh, I don't care. That was full of shit. First thing that reacted was my mom, like, going, I'm not getting her permission. She's not going to do this to me. And I literally went home and shaved my legs that day. That was it. And you know what? Get this. She didn't even notice. And she did. It was like a long time later. And she was like, when did you start shaving your legs? And I'm like, doesn't matter. They're my legs, whatever. A little kid stuff I said. But yeah. Because I was thinking about that I needed to shave it. And that's what pissed me off. That because of my mom, I had to feel that. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we're all born hairy, right? Or some are hairier than others. I was one of those. But, and I don't think because you're a woman, you have to shave your legs. Do whatever you want to do. I don't shave my legs all the time. It depends. Depends on my lifestyle at the time, where I'm going, where I'm not going. If it's wintertime, if it's summertime, everything makes a difference. And hurrah for those women that never shave. Whatever you want to do. I personally like the way the skin looks. I like even when men are nicely clean shaven because I just like skin. How about that? Okay. All right. Let me see. So what do you guys think? Should I finish the doc today or should we do this later? What do you think? And I'll do the music reaction. Yeah, I love Jordan too, right? Let me see. Break into 3. Me too. I didn't realize it would take this long. Right? Yeah, I like the way you think, Shannon. Again, I'm just here I want you to enjoy this, I want us all to enjoy it. You let me know what you want. Really? Really? Wait. What's going on here? Really? How is that funny? Was it the story? Was it me? How is that funny? Like what? You know that movie, right? Oh. Okay. All right. Thanks, AC Nelson. Thank you, Shannon. Okay, I'll do a third part. Robbie, welcome. How are you? That jab cognitive dissonance. Yes. Robbie, yes. What else you got for me? Why is it up to us to pretend along with idiots who are delusional? That's what I mean. We don't. We don't. This is exactly why I started this channel. I'm like, I'm done with this conversation. I want to get recordings of it so people can watch it even when I'm dead. You know what I mean? Come on. Like, talk about these new generations, they don't even have a hero. And if they do, it's like Kim Kardashian. What? No. They got to find some other type of person, female, that's fucking badass and got some brains. And again, this is my channel to really get down with you guys, just like if you were sitting here in my living room, or on my deck having a coffee or having a glass of wine. So I'm just looking because I'm like, I guess I kind of like can't really catch up now with everybody, but did I get everybody here? So who did guys, I saw something real quick. I actually said hi to some, what was it? A J4 something jigsaw. I believe Shannon, you said hi to this person. Yeah. It was a J4F jigsaw. What was he talking about? He said something about Latinx, baby. Is he being funny? Facetious? Did you guys talk to him more than did I miss anything? All right, let me know, guys. Keep me posted. So what do you think? I mean, I don't have to do the reaction video today, but I thought it may be fun. Because I don't know if you guys, whether you're with me live or not, make sure when you're watching this replay or later, if you think of something, come back and make sure to leave me a comment. I do read them. I will respond. Make sure to hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. It helps the algorithm. Let's get people on board. Help me grow. Or I don't have a purpose to keep coming back here. I need you. You and I, we are one. We are one. So I had a few requests, and like I said, I made a list. I've been trying to keep a list, to keep track. And of course, I can't do everybody, and I have to feel it. I have to feel it in my gut as well. Like, you know what? So if I skip one, there must be a reason for it. Okay. Not because I'm just skipping your suggestions, but keep the suggestions coming. Keep the requests coming because, I didn't think I was going to do a bunch of reaction videos, but when I got such a great response, I was like, wow, because I personally enjoy doing them. And that's another long story. Do you see? I can go on and on and on. All right. Should we flip a coin or should I just pick one or the other? Well, I'm only going to do one reaction video for today. And then we'll pick up part 3 with another reaction video. Oh, that's funny. When I close the window that it does that. Oh, okay. All right. All right. So we're going to stop that for now. Yeah, it's hard to go back because then it's like, how do I? There we go. Here we go. Let's see. What did I miss? I don't know. Let's do the vid. Okay. Do we toss a coin? Or since you're with me live, should I give you the title and you pick? Because these 2 videos specifically, the requests have been several times. One of them, I don't know, somebody said I might get flagged. So of course, when it's like being edgy, I'm like, ooh, I like that. And you know what? It actually goes, okay, all right. I know I'm asking you to answer, but I think by this dialogue with you. All right, AC Nelson. Thank you. I'm sorry, guys, again for the podcast. So AC Nelson said, go ahead and work on it. You're in the zone. I can almost hear him. Yeah. Okay. All right. I know. I don't like the silence, but can you guys already see this? I have not watched this. Let me make it very clear that this is a live reaction and this is a request. I don't remember who exactly requested this one. There was a few of them. I know Pixel Fan was one of them. Shout out to Pixel Fan, which I can't believe I didn't see him in the live. But hey, whenever you guys come and join me, it's whenever works for you, and the more the merrier. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, shoot. You see him? You ready? First of all, I don't know why this is showing. I'm trying to get the actual so that you guys can see the title. Oh, here's the title. Here's the title. I'm like, why can't you see the title? So this is Nick Nittoli, Save Women's Sports. All right, Nick, what you got? Wedgie.
Yeah, you're not supposed to like me on this one. That's okay. I'm okay. Yeah.
Like it.
Men shouldn't play women's sports. Like, why do you hate women's sports? Oh, nah. Can't let them take women's sports. Yeah, I think we should save women's sports. Oh, nah.
I'm sorry. Wait, does he? Oh my God. Does he have Alex Stein in the video? Is Alex Stein part of this video? Oh my God. Or did he edit it in there? Hold on.
I'm still in the trophy. I'm ready to go. Please put me in, coach. Tuck my dick into my short. They ain't never seen a bitch like this before. 6'2", I'ma make them bitches hit the floor. A big penis, but I passed my last physical, so don't be critical. Ready for action, ready for these hoes' reaction when they all get punked like their name was action. I'm the fastest, clearly I'm not holding back. Y'all ain't seen a change like this since Michael Jackson yet. Transitioning, but I'm gonna win by inches.
Oh my God.
Nobody can stop me. All these women mad, they knock me. Got broad shoulder.
Oh my God, this guy's making me want to stand up and like do those moves. Okay, wait, I'm going to rewind a little bit. Okay. All right. I don't want to miss anything. Sorry. Here you go. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Interesting. Very creative. I mean, some of these people, they're so witty.
I'll see y'all at the meet. I got a mammogram. Gonna be a show, and everybody can attend.
Because I'm so inclusive. Yeah. He must have had a blast making this video. I do too. I think we should save women's sports. And it's not even like just cut out all sports for that matter, in the sense that, you know, the whole competition thing. I mean, you just want to compete. You like competing. You like to win. It's the whole competition thing, regardless whether you're male or female. But it has to be to somebody that's at your same level. Hello, like, so yeah, save reality. How about that? I love seeing these straight men whipping it out. That's balls. That's a man. Yeah, you don't give a shit. You're so secure in your sexuality that you can stand there and do your thing and make your statement. I like that. And doing it like with humor. Like that a lot.
and signing those petitions. I'ma win this. Bitches come against me, they win it. Cause I got my pussy off of an Amazon wish list. I'm offended.
Did he just say, I just got some? Oh God, I don't even know. Do you get flagged for this on YouTube? Like the whole what he said about I got my pussy on Amazon.
You were on the same team, the same gender, but now I know you hoes can't hang with a contender. Hope you having fun in this race, I'm about to end it. And I only won because of my big erection. Lick my pussy, it's sweet scented. I gotta get ready for a winner's reception. Men shouldn't play women's sports. Like, why do you hate women's sports? Oh, nah. Can't let them take women's sports. Yeah, I think we should save women's sports. Oh, nah. Talk about discrimination. I won by a few pubic hairs and now they hating. Face it, y'all can't beat me, I'm amazing. If you got something to say to my face, man. You gon' need a stool or some fucking elevation. Cause I'm probably the tallest manchi in the nation. True, and that's no fabrication. Looking down on these women every which way. I'm a giant, don't try it. I could dunk on these cunts like I'm Kobe Bryant. I'm a product of science.
I mean, I'm not a fan of using that word, the C word. I have used it when it was necessary because sometimes people just act just like that and you just got to call it out for what it is. Okay? I'm not going to say the toast is perfect if the toast is burnt. But this guy, so again, I'm not agreeing with everything he says, exact words, but I respect his art and I respect his, and again, not to say cojones or balls because it's a male, part, but the courage, the gumph, the oomph. I like this guy. I've never heard of him. I've never seen him.
And I came to steal it from you, not a woman from youth, but I'm here, so fuck you, and I'm here to show you what the world has come to. Just a little snip. Look what I
It's not funny. The thing is, it's not funny. A little snip is not funny. But that's the beauty in the art. And that's what I think people that are really living their true life in our so-called reality, right? That they can come to this position and still make you smile, make you laugh, like being lighthearted, like, okay, you want me to play your game? So I love that they're not attacking. And just like what we just saw in the documentary where they're attacking so quickly, it's because they're not comfortable with what they're doing. They're not convinced. And you know it. I know it. We all know it. And I hope they see this video. If you know somebody that's gone to that side and that woke cult, whatever, send them my video, please. I would love for them to comment. Because I'm here. Let's just really just call a spade a spade.
Men shouldn't play women's sports. Like, why do you hate women's sports? Oh, nah. Can't let them take women's sports. Yeah, I think we should save women's sports. Oh, nah. Men shouldn't play women's sports. Like, why do you hate women's sports? Oh, nah. Can't let them take women's sports. Yeah, I think we should save women's sports. Oh, nah.
And we'll see how it goes. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please make sure to like and subscribe. And start that man. You don't get your
There you go. I just liked it.
because I'm a plant-based transgender. We create
It's funny. I've heard a lot of people complain about, well, not a lot of people, but some people have complained about that. Oh, okay. You know what? In particular, AOC. The smartest human ever to live. That's going to be the greatest president ever in history. No. I'm going to go back to, hold the line. If that can't, if that happens, that can't happen. It can't happen. It's a joke. It's the media fucking with us for sure. Like they always do. Yes. Okay. All right. I'm glad we made that clear. We cleared the air on that one. But you know, when he approached her, and I did a video about it, and there was a couple more articles and a few more people that mentioned it, and how she was like, "This guy's trolling me." Clearly, the guy, yeah, he's a smart ass. He's also a comedian, and he's exaggerating again, like all the actors out there. How about all the famous actors that, you know, then they get all politically involved? I'm sorry, you just lie for a living, but all of a sudden you are an expert, and we should all listen to your political guidance, cultural guidance as well. But you just pretend to be somebody all day long. And, you know, it's not easy. Most of them are in therapy for a reason. You can't be fake all day, every day. Like, can you imagine if you were fake, 100% fake, your 8 hours of work, 5 days a week? Just think about it. Think about what it does long term. Okay, I won't go there. But what'd you guys think about that video? Did you guys know about that video? Did you say you leave God out of this? Me or the guy in the music video, AC? Volume sweets. Oh, wait. You mean I was too loud or wasn't loud enough, AC? I'm just calling you AC because it's a little hard for me to be like AC Nilsson. I'll have to get used to it. How about that? I'm glad I made you laugh, Shannon. Haha. Let's see. Like this one, you might make me a fan of this guy. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I do too. Save women's sports. Right. That was the song. Got to release my new music. Got a song called Free Man's Prayer. Ooh, I like that. I'll make sure, make sure you send it to me. Join me live when it's ready. Actors have no business politics. Thank you. That should just be a thing. Like, just like you're not supposed to date people you work with in some corporations, right? Like, anyway, people, like, they should be teaching this in school for children. Like, no, everyone's just like, oh, what do you want? What do you want? It's like a whole narcissistic. Last 20 years is about how to be the perfect narcissist, how to be totally into myself, totally plugged in my phone, and not care about anything except for my dopamine hits of likes. And I'll do whatever it takes to get it. And I can't get enough. And if life was hard before, boy, is it about to get hard, real hard, like never before, because this has never happened in history. It's like people don't even know how to unscrew a jar anymore, especially the younger ones. And they're completely emotional. Completely emotional. So protected by everything. By lies. See, if they were given the truth like syrup since childhood, they wouldn't be so sensitive. But living in a lie makes you feel good for the moment. But eventually this shit catches up because reality has a way of popping up. You get me? Guys, I was thinking maybe I would do another reaction video, but I was surprised. I don't know if it was just me. That video was kind of short. I really went by really quick. It was fun and I appreciated it. More than anything, it was definitely funny and fun. That's how I would wrap it. And yeah, the message is great. I agree with you guys that, yeah, save women's sports. Just guys, like, people, stay in your lane. Stop messing around. It's bullying, by the way. It's another form of bullying. And I'm not using my words like throwing it out there just to use the word. It is truly the feeling of bullying that I'm getting from somebody that's not in the right category competing with somebody when they're two different categories. And you're forcing it on me. And then I got to go in the dark, like we saw in the documentary, and have to hide my face because Again, my livelihood depends on it, my sanity, because then everyone else is going to bully me. I invite anybody on that side to please talk to me about this. Tell me how this is not bullying. That's my question. And how is it so positive and loving? Convince me of that. Okay. Well, until next time, my loves, I'll be doing another reaction video. I know last time I said I would do it the next day and then I couldn't. So I'm not going to go there yet. I'm not going to say I'm going to do it tomorrow. But it looks like I'm pretty sure I'll be coming back tomorrow. Keep your eye out. Look at the notifications. And if there's nothing else, oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It actually has happened. It's called the Roman Empire. Seriously, are you know, between these comments today's AC Nelson and your comments in other videos, it's like we're coming from the same pod, you and me. It's incredible. I keep saying that. I just said that yesterday in another conversation last night. And I've been saying a lot lately. I'm like, guys, don't you know about the Roman Empire, even the British Empire? I'm like, how do they all, where, do you see? And I can't believe this. These are people that are extremely educated. And you don't know about bread and circus? I'm like, I got to literally refer people to movies like The Gladiator, which they actually show when they were, remember the emperor that killed Marcus Aurelius, his son, right? Forget his name now. Not coming to me, but you know what I mean? Where he's throwing the bread out. I mean, some movies got it straight up. They're really following history. Not every single detail, but you get me. Anyway, to be continued. Until next time, much love, many blessings, and I'll talk to you soon.